From U.S. Cellular Field in the beautiful city, Chicago, Illinois, WGN Sports on the U presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Freddie Gonzalez, Florida Marlins. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the first of this three-game set and the first of interleague play. As you know, the Sox coming off that two-game loss to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. We lost game one 3-2, and then last night caught a bad break. That double by A.J. Pierzynski, the ground rule double, would have tied the game. Meanwhile, they had to go back, and we lose it 6-5. So the Sox come in now, not in good shape, but tonight, Mark Buehrle on the bump.
Mark Buehrle's got to reverse a trend. He won his first two. He's lost his last 5 in a row, despite throwing some pretty good ball in between. Hopefully tonight he comes away a winner because he has a largely right-handed lineup. And Mark Buehrle's 35 games over 500 lifetime. So this is a guy who knows how to win, and hopefully tonight he'll be able to do that. On the mound for the Florida Marlins is Ricky Nolasco. He was traded over from the Chicago Cubs. Nolasco is 4-2, his ERA in the mid-threes. He's got a very good curveball, and he pounds the strike zone. This is a good Florida Marlin team. It's a low-budget team, but they're in second place. They're a team that can beat you because they've got some power. They have very little speed, but it'll be interesting in the first of 18 interleague games. So, Hawk, let's go get them tonight.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Chicago White Sox baseball on WGN TV is sponsored in part by the Illinois Lottery Mega Millions. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is worth $54 million. Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting provided by WRTO La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader. Ozzie Guillen Jr. and Omar Ramos handle the broadcast on WRTO, and we're happy to be providing their feed on our SAP channel. The Florida Marlins in second place in the National League East come to town. And they line up Coghlan, Sanchez, Ramirez, who won the batting title last year, Cantu, the slugger Dan Uggla, then Ross, Paulino, Helms, and Maben hitting ninth and playing center field. The defense behind Mark Buehrle, left to right, Pierre Rios and Quinton in the infield, Tien, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate, and on the hill, it's Mark Buehrle. Buehrle looking for his third win, and this is his ninth start. Umpires tonight, Mike Everett behind the plate, Andy Fletcher at first, Adrian Johnson at second, and Tim McClellan is at third. After the rain, it's cleared off. It's a very nice night, very comfortable. And Mark Buehrle is ready to go, so I turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here over WGN Sports on the U. First of this three-game set, and first of 18 interleague games this season. Chris Coghlan will lead it off. Last year's National League Rookie of the Year. Takes the bunt, takes the ball. Coghlan comes in hitting at .231, a couple of homers. He's driven in 11.
Had a big year last year. He had .321.
They have some good players in this club. This is a dangerous team.
There's no doubt about that.
There's the strike and a count 2-1.
Got some guys who can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and they've got some very good starting pitching.
That's out of play, left side. Into the LG Skyline Club seats.
There's a look at Freddie Gonzalez, the skipper in his fourth year guiding these Marlins.
And that's shanked out into left field. Juan Pierre, watch out, Juan.
Juan made a good effort. He realized where the wall was, and he knew that he had a padded railing. Giving it a shot. But it's a souvenir. Juan's had a very good run at it the last week to 10 days defensively. Coghlan last year, not called up at the beginning of the season, played 128 games, got 504 at-bats. He did a tremendous job.
Ate him up right there. And that is out number one.
Good fastball inside. No way that Coghlan can get his arms out on that one after seeing the steady diet of pitches away. It should be to both pitchers' advantages because neither pitcher has seen either team.
Only two guys have faced Buehrle before. That's Cantu and Paulino. As here is Gabby Sanchez, the first baseman, takes ball one. He comes in hitting at .276, 4 homers. He's driven in 18. That's high into left center field. Can of corn for Alex. Right in front of Ted Lyons, makes the catch. 2 down, and here at beautiful US Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
Here's a guy you really have to worry about in this lineup, as well as Uggla, who's a slugger. Ramirez can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Plus, he won the batting title last year, and he's one of the bright young stars in the National League horizon.
Comes in hitting at .303, 7 homers. He's driven in 22. Last year hit .342 to go along with 24 homers and 106 RBIs.
And he loafed after a ball that he actually kicked into left field. His manager benched him.
And that's popped up right side. A 1-2-3 inning for Buehrle. And after a half inning of play, let's see. Marlins nothing, and the good guys coming to bat.
Kotze, the DH, Quinton, Tien, Ramirez, and Beckham. The defense behind Ricky Nolasco, Coughlin, Maven, and Ross left to right with Helms, Ramirez, Uggla, Sanchez. Ronnie Paulino behind the plate, and on the hill, Ricky Nolasco. ERA, just a touch above 3.5. Got a good curveball.
Before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. First pitch strike to 1, Pierre. Off the end of the bat, Uggla comes on, gets a nice little Bolingbrook bounce right there, throws him out. 1 down. And so with 1 out, let's check out our picks to click tonight. DiMangio, our director and the crew. We went with Mark Tien. Stevie's going with Alexa Ramirez, and Tracy and Cindy Williams tonight. We're going to go with 1 Pierre. And those are our Dodge picks to click. For more information on our entire vehicle lineup, log on to Dodge.com or stop by your Chicagoland or Northwest Indiana Dodge dealer. First pitch strike to AJ.
Nolasco originally came up with the Cubs, traded December 7th, 2005, along with Sergio Mitre, Renel Pinto, in exchange for Juan Pierre.
There's a strike in the count 0-2 from the 27-year-old right-hander out of Beaumont, California. Nolasco 6'2", 230 pounds. Outfield around to the left, gap out there in right center.
AJ's playing some games with Ronnie Paulino. He stopped as if conceding the out and then took off. Like a good straight change. Paulino does catch it on the hop, and AJ stops and then takes off again.
So here's Alex Rios with 2 down. There's the strike. Alex has seen Nolasco 3 times. He has 1 hit. Alex comes in hitting at 297, 7 homers and 18 driven in. There's a curveball. Just flips it up there.
But he's flipping everything up there for strikes, or close enough when he gets ahead to make you swing at it.
And that ball into left field. Get down. A nice catch right there by Coghlan. Stayed right with it. Hang with him for Alex once again. 1-2-3 inning after 1, no score. First pitch strike on the outside corner. Jorge Cantu leading off here in the top of the second. The DH comes in hitting at 273, 7 homers, 32 driven in. That's nicely hit right there. Soft ground ball.
If you haven't seen the Buehrle changeup, it's going to be very difficult to stay back. Cantu tried to do the right thing. He tried to go to the right side with it, but hit it right at Gordon Beckham.
Well, Mark has won his last 5 interleague decisions, and as a matter of fact, in 25 decisions overall in interleague play, he's 19-6.
Well, the 20-game winner would be very nice, and done as quickly as it's going so far.
Curveball, no.
This is a little guy that can hit him a long way. Uglick came out of the Arizona Diamondback organization. A Rule 5 draft and a very successful one. Have to be very careful. Anything middle in, because he can hit it forever.
A change up into left field. One. Right on the track edge. And that is out number 2. And you can organize a group outing of 20 or more guests during the 2K10 season. Purchase a block of tickets or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. And the more tickets you order, the more money you save. Just dial 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. Cody Ross takes first pitch strike. Ross at 299, a couple of homers. He's driven in 21. There's the base hit, so you can cancel the postgame show.
Well, Ross did what a couple of the Marlins have tried to do with Mark Buehrle, and that's go to right field with it. See Mark staying away. Ross not trying to pull it. That's the reason why he's hitting over 300 right now.
And here's Ronnie Paulino. Hitting in 291, a couple of homers. He's driven in 12.
Paulino last year with the Marlins hit 272. Not much in the power department.
Outfield slightly to the right, bit of a gap in left center. Marlins coming to 22-20. Sox are 16-24. And for all the faithful Sox fans out there who are just a little bit older, in 1983, after 40 games, the Sox were 16-24. The same record as we have today, and in that team, they won 99 games and won the division by 20. So hang in there. After an inning and a half, no score.
Game along with Ozzie Guillen by logging on to WGNTV.com right now. You can click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the game stats and information while you're watching at home. WGN Sports Game Zone at WGNTV.com is brought to you by Columbia College of Missouri. On-campus and online classes fit your schedule and your budget.
Paul Konerko will lead it off. He'll be followed by Kotsay and Quinton here in the bottom of the second inning. Well, hitting at .262, 14 homers. He's driven in 30. And the count 2-0.
And Velasco has given up 7 home runs in 53 2/3 innings. And normally he doesn't fall behind. Going to make a tough pitch to a guy who can hit it a long way.
High into short, left center. Ramirez is there, and that is out number 1.
Well, there's an example for any of you young pitchers out there. When you're in a fastball situation and the 2-0 pitch is a fastball situation, if you can get anything else over the plate, you're going to have luck. And Velasco took a lot off that one. Looked like a fastball. It was a straight change, and he had Paul well out in front of it.
So here's Kotsay. He is 2 for 2 lifetime off Ricky Nolasco. Checks it up and takes the first pitch strike. Mark hitting at 183, 3 homers. He's driven in 6. And look at this. Shank. Yes. Boy, that is a Doc Edwards shot right there.
He broke the bat. Helms went back. But couldn't get back fast enough. He was playing well off the line. But no chance to get that. Looked like a good 60-degree wedge, but a very low one.
64 degrees.
64.
As here's Carlos Quentin hitting at 205, 4 homers he's driven in 23. That's off the end of the bat. And that is out number 2. And June 9th, 7:10 p.m. Sox against the Tigers. You can celebrate the 10th anniversary of Sue the T-Rex with the White Sox. And the first 10,000 fans will receive a White Sox Sue poster presented by the Field Museum. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. Here's Mark Tien. Mark at 224, a couple of homers, 7 knocked in. Big strike one.
A chance before the game to talk with Jeffrey Loria, the owner and CEO of the Florida Marlins. He's talking about the brand new stadium that they're building, retractable dome, to be done in 2012. The cost of around $550 million.
Well, the team should never have been down there in the first place without a retractable dome.
That would certainly hurt their attendance for a long time.
Well, Huizinga, who bought it, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm pretty sure I'm not. Before he got to the club, he told Major League Baseball that he would himself put a dome on the stadium.
Well, he could.
Well, financially he could.
He owned enough
but
inventory to do that.
He did not go by his word. And in fact, after they won the championship in '97, he just completely destroyed the team. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Well, there's no doubt he took it apart. Then in 2003, they won it again. And then they took it apart again.
Yeah.
And now they're in a perpetual rebuilding phase. But that'll come to an end with that 36,000-seat stadium.
You go down there, and for those of you who have not been down in South Florida in the summertime, you're going to get rain most every day. And for people who are sitting out in one spot in those seats, it gets to be about 140 degrees. I'd say trying to get a Lance Johnson jump right there.
Did a pretty good job, and against a pitcher with less experience than Nolasco, he might have balked, or he might have gone through with his motion, but Nolasco just stood there, froze Mark Kotsay.
And there's a base hit. Just muscles that one out into center field.
Two-out base hit, a fastball on the inner portion. Nice inside-out swing. And a chance for Alexei Ramirez to drive home the first run.
Well, now he does not, Senator, he does not get any points for having the chance to drive
the
first
opportunity.
run. Yeah.
But I thought he's looked spectacular on defense so far.
Terrific.
When he has his first play, he's going to look a lot better.
Curveball high. Outfield swung around to the right slightly. Bit of a gap in left center. And Wes Helms off the line down at third.
Helms is a pretty good fielder. But the guys in the middle, just adequate.
Ball gets away. Curveball, so now that base hit would really look nice.
That wasn't a particularly good effort by Ronnie Paulino. That's a slow breaking ball, even though he is inside.
He got crossed up.
It looked like he must.
He's not going to set up that far inside
for a
breaking ball.
He would have called for a fastball.
Yeah. Now he's going to go out there. And
they do call it a wild pitch.
Two on, two out, 2-0 the count. And that one grabs the inside corner.
Lexi doesn't like the call from Mike Everett. Looked like a backup slider.
Spinning one way and going the other.
It was. Those will fool you.
Try hitting them. And that ball hit into left field. Get over his head. It will. Thank you very much. So the wild pitch is going to jump up and bite Velasco on the double. The 2-run double by Alexei Ramirez.
RBIs 15 and 16. Another slider that just hung there. And Alexei drives it over Coughlin's head.
Don't stop now, boys. Here's Beckham. Had 3 RBIs last evening. Can't get the breaking ball. That's what we need. We need to start getting some 2-out RBI hits. And that's outside. Count evens at 1 to Gordon. Just nails the outside edge of the outside corner.
Velasco has fallen behind this inning. And it's cost him.
Gordon fouls it back. So the count hangs at 1-2. First of a 3-game set. And that will conclude this brief 5-game homestand. Minnesota for Cleveland for 3 and Tampa Bay for 4.
We're probably catching Cleveland at the right time, and that is Drupal Cabrera on the 60-day disabled list has had to have surgery for a broken forearm, and Grady Sizemore was put on the DL with a bad knee. That's 2 of their better offensive and defensive players.
There's 2 Harper. Well, there's 2 of the 3 best players they've got. But the big 2-out, 2-run double by Alexei. It is 2-0 Sox. Wes Helms will lead off here in the top of the third inning. Sox lead it 2-0. Flips that curve ball up there, grabs the strike, and the count 0-1. Helms, 33-year-old veteran, hitting at 279, no homers, and he's driven in 4.
Helms been around for a long time. Originally got to the big leagues with Atlanta back in 1998. He came up through the Braves system
with some publicity. Yes, he did. Oh, okay.
Well, Helms' best year was 2003, where he hit 23 home runs. Take another look at it.
Ooh, I'm glad he didn't hit it, Andy Fletcher. Done it first.
That bat came all the way through.
How can you miss that call?
Well, it cost Mark a 2-base hit. Completely different pitch selection, thought process when you don't get that particular call. That's a cutter that doesn't quite get inside enough. And Helms rips it down the line past Martin, who had no chance at this one.
And here's Cameron Maben, hitting at 241, 3 homers. He's driven in 14. But they got to go to third base. He gone.
Good play by AJ. Terrible bunt by Maben. He tried to get it to third. It didn't even get out of the dirt part of the infield.
That's what you call killing a ball right there.
Well, he had him out by plenty. Now you get a chance to pick off Maben, who has good speed, but hasn't seen the Mark Buehrle move.
And he's got a pretty good lead. Maben is 4 for 5 in stolen bases. Marlins only have 16.
We talked about them not being a particularly fast team, and Maben, who came up with Detroit, is one of the guys who can run. 3 times in the minor leagues he had over 20 stolen bases.
Minnesota hosting the Brewers. Minnesota hitting in the bottom of the first, leading 7-0. Can't turn it.
A good takeout slide by Maben at second base. He got down there in a hurry. Gordon did a nice job of getting the throw off, but before he could actually look up, Maben was right on top of him.
So here's Sanchez. He went out to Rios in center. And that is popped up to short. So he's going to get out of the leadoff double. And that'll retire the side. We're to the bottom of the third. It is 2-0 White Sox.
baseball question, believe in something better, is should the National League adopt the designated hitter rule? A is yes, B is no. You can text your response to 97999. Standard message rates apply.
Juan Pierre will lead it off here in the bottom of the third inning. Fakes the bunt, takes the ball. Helms comes charging in. Outfield short, swung around to the left. Big gap out there in right center. Yeah, Sanchez even with the bag and well off the line at first. And he gets it by him. Ramirez got to make the play. Close at first.
A tremendous play. Andy Fletcher gives the benefit of the doubt. A bare hand and throw in one motion, and Hanley Ramirez did it beautifully. I didn't think he had any shot at Juan Pierre when he got this one by Helms and Nolasco. We'll slow it down, watch it again. And he got him by an eyelash.
Right. Yes, here's AJ. That ball hit hard. They're not going to catch this one. Stretch. Get up. Off the bottom of the fence. Short hops it, so the double by Pierzynski.
AJ jumps on the first ball fastball, gets it out away, and drives it into the gap. On a livelier night, this one is a chance to leave the ballpark, but not tonight.
So here's Alex. Rios lined a shot into left field. Good play by Chris Conklin. Stayed right with it and made a diving catch. Fouls that away, and you can support your White Sox by becoming a season ticket holder. The White Sox Odyssey plan features 13 games, including Cubs Series tickets, leaving the rest up to you. Prices vary depending on selected seat category and game choices. So for details, visit whitesox.com or call 312-674-1000. Curveball strike. Oh, and 2 the count to Rios. Would not chase it. Would not bite for that. Big gap out there in left center. And that's chop foul. If he could split that gap out there, Stone Pony, that would score AJ.
Well, it's somewhat surprising that they're playing him that way because they're throwing him soft breaking balls and changeups. And that's a ball that Alex can pull. I would say could score AJ if he was running backwards. If he can split that gap.
Oh, I'd like to get on him. Somebody's going to text him, let him know the duckbill platypus can score from second on that gapper. Curveball, outside corner. Alex didn't like it.
Second strikeout for Nolasco.
Pretty good pitch.
It came over the plate and caught the corner.
Pretty good pitch. So here's Konerko. Come on, Paulie, pick him up. That's low and away, ball 1.
After a whole lot of rain around the ballpark and at the ballpark, it's cleared off very nicely. It's going to be beautiful tomorrow for tomorrow afternoon's game.
Well, driving in from Granger this afternoon, I didn't think it was a prayer we would play this game tonight. Takes that fastball strike. I mean, coming over the Skyway and then coming down that little 3.5 mile strip there. You talking about the cow and the flat rocks.
That was it, huh?
Well, I'm telling you, it would pour. Get to 43rd Street and poof.
Magically disappeared. Well, that's good because you don't want double headers, and Florida's not coming into play us again.
That is fired in and out of the LG Skyline Club seats.
This is Florida's second trip in a very short period of time to Chicago. They played at Wrigley Field, took the Cubs 2 of 3. And they come in 4 games and back of Philadelphia at 22-20. Winners of 7 of their last 10.
And the Phillies, as we speak, leading the Red Sox 4-1, bottom of the 5th at Citizens Bank. Two balls, 2 strikes to Paulie.
Paulino out to talk with Nolasco. And the outfield playing Paul Konerko exactly as they played Alex Rios, which is a couple steps into right center field.
So 2 out. AJ at second. And 2-2 the count. It's full. With Marcotte on deck. Ball 4, base hit right here, Paulie. Three-two hook, and that'll do it. So the 1-out double by Pierzynski goes for nothing. 0-2 and 0 for their guys. Ramirez 0 for 1 popped up for Gordon Beckham his first trip.
He came out of the Boston Red Sox organization. Probably was the crown jewel of their organization, and Josh Beckett and Mike Lowell was the price that the Red Sox paid. But Ramirez has turned into just a great player.
He's a big guy. He's 6'3", 230 pounds.
And hits like that.
High in home runs is 33. Of course, last year he had 24, but he led the league in hitting as that's fouled back. And the count 1-2.
So far, he's had a hard time staying back on the Buehrle changeup. If you haven't seen it, and if Mark does keep it low and away, he's going to have some problems with it.
Got him with a fastball. Paulie taking charge. So 1 out. And you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source. Shop at whitesox.com. Accept no substitutes. Jorge Cantu. Pretty good pitch, didn't he?
Skipper Freddie Gonzalez told me that Cantu has had their best at bats in big RBI situations. And he just seems to grind it out and very rarely swings at a bad pitch.
Pretty good pitch right there and didn't get it. That is a strike, Mike Everett. Yay. 3-1. And he walks him. So the first walk of the ball game coming with 1 out, and that'll bring up Dan Uggla, who went out deep to left field his first trip on the changeup.
The Diamondbacks had a choice. Making out their 40-man roster was down to 2 guys. Coy Hill, a catcher, and Dan Uggla. Scouting director wanted Dan Uggla to be kept. General manager wanted Coy Hill. So for $50,000, Uggla went to Florida and became the fastest second baseman in history to 100 home runs.
Short lead at first. And there's a strike.
Uggla has yet to ground into a double play. This would be a nice time for the first time.
Blocked by AJ. Outfield spread out slightly to the left. And the count 2-2.
Uggla, a 2-time All-Star. And he's second baseman out of the Jeff Kent mold in that he's not a defensive whiz, but he can hit it.
Change up high and wide. So 1 out, full count.
It's Cody Ross in the on-deck circle.
And the payoff. So he walks Cantu and walks Ugla. After having Ugla 0-2.
And that sends AJ to the mound to talk with Mark. Ross has pretty decent speed. He's an excellent right fielder. As Don Cooper looks on, most un-Buehrle-like walking back-to-back hitters at any time in the ball game.
Ross singled sharply into right field for their first hit in the second inning. That changeup misses.
Outfield playing straight away. Infield straight away.
And that ball hit hard. Pierre is there, makes the catch.
He made the catch, but that ball almost escaped the glove.
Looked like it was just
little snow cone.
It was teed up right on the web.
Ross crushes it. One over there, and the ball just goes from the palm to the web, and then it's secured.
So here's Juan Paulino. He lined out to center field. Ate him up. Broke his bat. Shuffles it over to Beckham. And he pitches out of the 2 walks. They'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It is still 2-0 good guys.
So far, so good. And they've scored a couple off Nolasco. So in interleague play, the Sox usually play pretty well. The American League usually dominates the National League, and hopefully that trend continues on both fronts.
So here's Kotsay. He singled and scored. Started off that 2-run second. And that ball hit deep to right field. Way back. Cody Ross looks up. You can put it on the board. Yeah! His 4th, and it's a 3-0 game.
Left-handers having a pretty good night of it against Ricky Nolasco. That's RBI number 7. Here's our 4th drive of the game. That one just hung right in the middle of the plate, and Kotsay took it over the bullpen.
And here's Quentin. Takes first pitch strike. Off the end of the bat into left field. Coughlin comes home, makes the catch, and then that's out number 1. And of course, with that home run by Kotsay, the Alex Nellius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox home hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 46, so $4,600 donated by Alex Nellius. In loving memory of Ursula. Here's Tian. He singled and scored back in the second inning.
And that was a 2-out base hit that kept it alive for Ramirez, and his 2 RBI double.
Had him out in front, and the count 0-2. Turns it over, sinks it low and away. Top of the third in Minneapolis. Still 7-0 Twinkies over the Brew Crew. That ball hit hard. Nice play by Ugler. So 2 out. And the Sox and the Cubs rivalry continues this season as the winner of the series takes home the Crosstown Cup presented by BP. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. Here's Alexei at big 2-out, 2-run double. And this is going to be a quick 1-2-3 inning. It's a low throw. Nice pick over there by Sanchez. Except for the home run by Kotsay. It is 3-0 good guy. Wes Holmes will lead it off. Now, that's a strike. Fortunately, it was called by the home plate umpire.
That was the high cutter of Mark Buehrle.
And he turns that one over, the changeup, and very quickly count 0-2. But Holmes led off the second with a double. And Nabin tried to bunt him over to third. And AJ, right out in front of home plate, picked it up and gunned him down. easily.
Freddie Gonzalez told me that Helms is in there because of his defense. And he's a pretty good defender, but he also laced a double in the third.
Gap in left center. Ate him up. Check your thumbnails. 1 out.
Mark has done a good job with both that cutter and that fastball on the couple of lefties he's faced and the righties. After they're looking away, he throws it in, and they can't get their arms out at all.
So here's Maben. One hopper. 2 down.
Hey, Chicagoland viewers, how'd you like to win 5 $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500 texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules.
Oh, the spicy Italian.
Much too health conscious for me. I prefer the low-cal meatball. So,
Chris Coughlin has grounded to second, hit into a 5-4 fielder's choice. And this is going to be a Alex coming on, recovers, makes the catch. Go back a step and then made the recovery, but a quick 1-2-3 inning. We're halfway home, leading 3-0.
And we'll see the effort by Alex Rios. Comes on, takes it right off the grass. And see what's new from AT&T. Visit www.att.com.
First pitch to Gordon Beckham. There's a bunt. Helms got a bare hand underneath. Nice play.
Well, that's a couple of very good plays out of this Florida infield. Ramirez on Pierre, and now Helms on Beckham. Looked like a perfect bunt, but Helms comes in, off balance throw, and gets him by a full step.
That one that Ramirez made on Juan was just so super.
Well, that was a perfect bunt. And
yeah, that was awesome.
Not many people in this league in any league going to make that play.
So Pierre takes strike one. He also has grounded to second. Curveball down and in. 3-5-0 for our guys. 0-2-0 for their guys. Back to the middle, softly hit. No good. Nice play. 2 down.
It's been a pretty strong defensive effort so far for this Marlin infield. Uggla, who's never really been known for his glove, has made 2 good plays, as has all 4 of the infield.
So here's AJ. He's 1 for 2, shot a double in the gap in right center field. Backdoor breaking ball. And that is pulled foul.
Just 55 pitches so far. It's because of no walks.
The 0-2. First of 3 tomorrow afternoon. Gavin Floyd against Chris Volstad, 23-year-old, 6'8" right-hander. So make your plans to be with us. And then in the finale on Sunday afternoon, Freddie Garcia against Josh Johnson, who's a 6'7" right-hander. Can't make it. Both those games will be over Comcast Sports Net. And this is going to be a nice inning right there with some help from his infielders. 2 good plays. Meanwhile, we're into the 6th. Gabby Sanchez, the first baseman, hits the first pitch hard into left center field. That's off the top of the fence. Wow. That's a line shot for the leadoff double.
Sanchez had a battle in spring training with a big left-hander named Adam Morrison. Morrison, who's had all kinds of physical problems, lost the battle. Got hurt again, and Sanchez has taken over the everyday job at first base. So he gets this ball out away and drills it. That one just misses going out of the ballpark.
So here's Ramirez. He has popped up to second, and he has popped up to Konerko. Takes it outside. And the 1-0 pitch.
You gotta be careful when you fall behind this guy. Mark has already done that 2-0, and he hasn't fallen behind too many of them tonight.
That was the third time around. And the count 3-0.
Well, this is as well as Mark has thrown in a while. He's been able to get the ball inside to both right and lefties alike, which has set up a straight change. He hasn't thrown near as many straight changes tonight. He's thrown a lot of cutters and a lot of fastballs.
There's a strike. Yeah, if you want to put it on right on the table, in his last 6 starts, the defense has cost him 3 ball games.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean,
he's throwing the ball well.
You look at his record; it's very deceiving at 2-5.
That's hard to do. But defense cost us 3 games and 6 starts. There's a strike. Late call right there by Everett. So a full count.
AJ wants it inside. Mark gets it there. I think AJ stole that one from him by catching it the right way.
So if he comes with the change on full count. Yes, he did.
That got the inside of Mike Everett's leg, and that can't feel too good. Watch it again. Yes, indeed.
See if he doubles him up or bust him in. The pie. Gas. He gone.
If pitchers had to get every hitter out in the strike zone, there'd be a lot more runs scored. Throws this ball up and out of the zone, and Ramirez, trying to drive in the run, expands that zone, goes down on strikes.
So here's Cantu. He is grounded to second, and then he walked back in the 4th inning. Ate him up right there. And the count evens at 1.
Well, Mark's been able to do that a good part of the night. These guys haven't seen the cutter by Mark Buehrle, and he's thrown it consistently in on the hands of the tougher right-hand hitter.
The ball lined in the right field. It's going to hang up. Carlos is going to double him up at second. Thank you very much. And that'll retire the side. So we catch a break right there. Bad base running by Sanchez, and we go to the bottom of the 6th, leading 3-0. As today's hit the jackpot with Powerball contestant. If the White Sox hit a home run, I should say, here in the 6th inning, Catherine will win 100 chances to take home the Powerball jackpot. And Saturday's jackpot is worth $170 million. As first pitch, breaking ball fouled away by Alex Rios.
You have your tickets yet?
I got mine. Did you get your ticket?
I will get the half a ticket. I only get 2.5 numbers. But I get the power play.
I got mine today. That ball hit hard into the gap. Nobody's going to get that one. One hops the fence out there in the Bertucci boys area. So the leadoff double. Alex, who lined hard to left field in the first, now 1 for 3.
That fastball is right down the middle, up and out over the plate, and Alex hits the daylights out of it. Sox hitting ball hard tonight. This is a good sign.
Well, if you're just tuning in, I mentioned it earlier. Sox come in at 16-24, 40 games played, 16-24. And for the older Sox fans, the moms and the dads out there, you'll recall back in 1983 when that Sox team won 99 games. After 40 games, they were 16-24. Probably takes ball 1.
Did they start their date with destiny against the Florida Marlins?
No. They started with the Kansas City Royals. They came on. We knew that ball club was a heck of a lot better than that. But everything is there's a base hit back through the middle. They're going to wave him around. He's going to score the RBI for Paulie, number 31. And it's a 4-0 Sox lead.
Well, the way Mark Buehrle is pitching and the way the offense is clicking tonight, this is more like the type of Sox team that Ozzie and Kenny have been envisioning this year. And this is not a bad Florida Marlins team. But Mark Buehrle has completely shut them down tonight.
Well, the things that are being written about this team today and the things that are being said about this team today in the media, the same things were being said about that team back in 1983. The same things were being written about that team back in 1983. As Scott say, he is 2 for 2 with a homer. His 4th, leading off the 4th. We knew that was a good ball club. One thing about it, though, that team, as I said, and all the older Sox fans have heard me for years say it, that is, and there's a base hit, so he's 3 for 3. Paulie will pull up at second.
That's going to get the bullpen up and going.
But this team, our team, has good chemistry in the clubhouse. This is a good clubhouse. But that 1983 team was the best chemistry I've ever seen in the club, ever.
I'd like to see a few more of the type of at-bats he's seen tonight throughout the next couple of weeks, because Sox are getting real good swings at whatever Nolasco's throwing.
He just missed that one. He got a cookie, a hanger, pops it up, and Coughlin can't get there. Too quick, caught it off the end of the bat.
I like Minnesota's chances tonight.
They're just going to wear that Brewer staff out.
It's early yet, but they jumped on him with 7 in the first. It's now 11-0, and Carlos gets a hanging curveball. And fortunately, it's just out of reach down the left field line.
Fastball foul back. 4-8-0 for our guys. 0-3-0 for their guys.
Tim Wood, Dan Meyer loosening up.
And there's a muscle base hit. So Pauly's going to be held at third as Maven gets it back in. It's a good thing they held him. Good job by Jeff Cox. Well, he would have been a gone goose.
They've been charging that ball aggressively, and with nobody out here in the sixth, there's absolutely no reason to send Paul. Jeff Cox has done a nice job at third base. You've got to normally make an instantaneous decision. This was not a tough decision because of the situation. And even though Maven kind of double clutched, you're certainly not going to send a guy that runs like Paul. Randy St. Clair comes out and he wants a word with his beleaguered right-hander who's given up 9 hits. Nobody out here in the sixth. They already trail by 4, and the Sox threatening to blow it open.
So here's Tien. He had a single in the second, a run scored, and he lined hard to second in the fourth. Sacks packed with Sox, nobody out. Changeup out in front.
I think one of the things that St. Clair told Nolasco was, you better start changing speeds, or you're not going to be long for this game. Adequate speed on the base path.
Better way to put it is we're glad Pauly's on third.
Yes.
0-2 the count to Tien.
Maven's playing fairly shallow in center field. Most of the outfield playing straight away.
High and wide. Sox with 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, and 1 so far here in the sixth.
Martinez hit the ball hard twice.
Tried to backdoor him, and he misses to even the count at 2. 2-2 to Tien.
Lexi Ramirez in the on-deck circle, waiting for his chance.
And that ball in the center field could be over his head. No, he gets back there to make the catch. So Pauly will tag. He will score 5-0. With Kotsay moving into third.
Another well-hit ball by Martin drives in his 8th run of the year. The ball tailing away from Tien, and Maven able to make the catch, but not before the run scores, and Kotsay moves to third.
And here's Alexei. A 2-run double, 2 out. 2-run double in the second. And then he grounded to third. Pick him up, Alexei. Big run there at third base. Takes down low.
I thought that 2-run double set the tone for the entire game tonight.
As the Senator once again takes the podium.
He just hit the ball as hard as you can hit it.
Oh, mercy. That ball hit hard now. Way back. Coughlin looks up. You can put it on the board. Three-run blast by Alexei Ramirez, and it's an 8-0 Sox lead. Mercy.
That's going to be it for Nolasco. A 3-run bomb. 5 driven in by Ramirez, who now has 19. And Nolasco, you could see his face. He knew it was gone when it left the bat.
All right, Nolasco departs, and we'll be back. $70 million. Congratulations, Catherine. 100 chances for the big bucks.
Dan Meyer comes into the game. He's 0-1 with a robust 11.57 ERA. On for the 9th time. He's thrown 4 2/3 innings, scattered 12 hits and 6 runs.
28-year-old southpaw. First pitch fouled away. Out of Mickleton, New Jersey.
Well, he's had a tough time of it, as left-handers have hit .556 against him, but he's held down right-handers to a .438 batting average. That's not good.
Oh, that's very good. That's high. Gordon looking for his first hit. Twice he has gone out to third, once on a beautiful bunt that Wes Helms just made a beautiful play on. And the count 1-2. 8-10-0 for our Sox, 0-3-0 for their Marlins. Gap out there in left center. They're playing all right-handed hitters over to right. And that's into right field. As Cody Ross fights the lights, makes the catch. 2 down.
Did a good job of getting a nice angle on that one. Because that, I don't believe, ever left the lights. It wasn't high enough. And that's a tough play.
There's Juan Pierre. Juan's 0 for 3 and has had 2 good plays made on him. One by Hanley Ramirez on a bunt, and another on a ball up the middle by Ugla.
Ricky Alaska went 5 1/3 innings, gave up 8 runs on 10 hits, didn't walk anybody, and fanned 3.
Count evens at 1. Just slaps that one out of play.
Big night for Alexei. 2-run double, 3-run homer.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Little chopper. And there is underneath. Cannot make that play. Made a low throw. That should be a base hit.
I would think it would be. It's a very difficult off-balance throw. It does go as a base hit. It goes as an error, the 7th error.
Well, when you're that off balance like that, that's got to be a base hit.
I think Bob Rosenberg might want to take another look at that.
I think he'll change it. I'm going to leave it as a base hit.
That's a tough error. I mean, Ramirez is not the best fielding shortstop. He's had a good night tonight, but when the ball's hit that slowly and you got to come in and make a do or die underhand throw to first base to get a speedy base runner, that's a tough error to charge him.
That's a base hit. From that angle, base hit. 1-0 the count to AJ. AJ 1 for 3 with a double. That's in and out of one of the suites just above the LG Skyline Club seats. There he is.
There's Rosie. He flipped the coin, came up on the wrong side. Rosie ordering a pizza.
And that's going foul. Stone Pony wears him out. Wears him out.
He knows he was on camera, but he would not look up.
So the count hangs at 1-2 with 2 down. And another souvenir. Sox with 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, and a 5 spot, a big crooked number here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, Rosenberg did change it to a hit.
And another souvenir. It was inevitable he would play this time. AJ cutting and slashing up there. He's in that swing mode.
Myers had all kinds of problems with left-handers this year.
Nice poke to left side. Helms up with it over to second to Uggla. And it'll return to side, but not before. 5 runs across the plate. The 3-run homer by Alexei Ramirez will go to the 7th leading 8-0. Buehrle leads off here in the top of the 7th inning, 8-0 White Sox. Takes a backdoor curveball. Buehrle has gone out deep to left and walked. One and one to count. Mark Buehrle trying to pick up his 6th straight interleague decision and the 20th interleague decision against just 6 defeats in his career. As there's another backdoor.
Well, he's had the cutter going for him tonight. Hasn't thrown that many straight changes, but now he's throwing curveballs and dropping them over the plate.
And the count 2-2. And this will be the 69th pitch run up to home plate by Buehrle.
He's got it done with a minimum of pitches, including the 2 walks.
Take him right here. And to one of the super sweets.
Fog starting to settle in. You can see the hound of the Baskervilles loping across the moors.
He did not go, says Fletcher. So the leadoff walk. Third issued by Mark. And it'll bring up Cody Ross, who has singled hard to right and then ripped a line shot into left that Juan Pierre made the play on. Big hack.
Well, Ross probably doesn't have the kind of power you'd like on the corners, especially in the National League, but he's a good, solid player.
He had 24 homers last year.
Yeah.
Drove in 90. And that is fair. Rounded off nicely by Tien. Makes a good throw. Nice play, Mark.
This ball slowly hit, and Ross gets turned around in the batter's box, giving Mark plenty of time to get it over there.
And here's Paulino. He is lined to center and hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. High in the left field. And here's the throw. Nice effort right there by Juan.
Well, 8 runs down. I think that was a little closer than Uggla expected. I mean, when you're 8 runs down, you've got to make it standing up.
That's
Ronnie Paulino not too happy with that.
Well, that's the formula. You better be able to stand up. If you have to slide, you shouldn't have tried. So here's Helms. He's 1 for 2. Good pitch, didn't get it. Fouls that away, and enjoy a day at US Cellular Field with your family and your friends. Individual tickets for the White Sox 2K10 season are on sale right now. So for tickets, visit whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAMES. And that's out of play.
Sergio Santos getting loosened up as Mark Buehrle has pretty much coasted his way, giving up just 3 hits in 6 2/3.
He go. And they'll do it. 7th inning stretch. 8-0. Good guys. Seventh inning. And while we have a moment, prorated White Sox ticket plans are on sale right now. Full season, weekday, and weekend plans offer best seat locations at the lowest prices with the most benefits. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. Alex Rios will start it off. He started off the 6th inning with that double hard off the fence in right center.
That opened the floodgates.
5-run 6th. Also made a terrific catch. Back in the 5th inning. High and wide from Meyer.
Does it make any difference where you start your hands? Because Alex now is starting his hands very low.
Well, if you go to certain hitting coaches, they will say yes. If you go to others, they will say no. The only thing I can tell you is that's high, popped up right side.
Into the fog.
Yeah. Oh, look at that recovery. Wow, by Sanchez. That's a nice play right there.
He's laughing because I think he lost it.
He did.
I mean, the fog is really starting to sock in here, and he was able to somehow catch it.
Cooperstown is filled with guys who had hands high, medium, and very low. You don't believe it? Just look at number 4's number. He played for the Yankees for a few years.
The Iron Horse?
The Iron Horse.
Mr. Gehrig. He kept his hands down low.
Way low. Eric Davis, great looking young rookie, came in with Cincinnati. Had his hands about the same place, as maybe not quite as low as Alex. It's whatever, whatever floats your boat.
I don't think Alex had his hands this low last year when he came here.
He did not. It's a gap out there for Paulie, who singled in Alex last inning. Paulie now with 31 RBIs. There's a shot. It's a hang whooping right there for Paulie.
Can't hit it much harder than this, but unfortunately, Ramirez at 6'3", able to haul it down.
Babe Ruth had his hands fairly low.
With what some people say was a 50-ounce bat.
52.
52-ounce bat.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you can get around on Nolan Ryan with a 52-ounce bat. But Nolan wasn't pitching then, was he?
No, but they had some hardcores back in those days. I think they could probably turn a 30-30 around with that 52-ouncer. There are a lot of people. would say that Babe was the greatest player that ever lived. I mean, one of my managers, Lloyd Gray, was a former roommate of Babe's. Well, I should say Babe's luggage.
Many people roomed with him because they couldn't find him.
Well, he roomed with Babe's luggage. He was supposed to take care of Babe's luggage on the road. But he used to tell us stories about Babe, and Babe was, used to say, a very gregarious person. Well, he loved kids. He didn't like adults, but he loved kids.
He was a great pitcher. And then, I mean, after setting the consecutive record for scoreless innings in the World Series, he decided that he wanted to be a hitter.
Yeah. Well, he would eat, Lloyd told us he would eat 8, 10, 12 hot dogs as his little comebacker before every game. That's quick. That didn't take long. We'll go to the 8th. First pitch strike to Cameron Maben, leading off here in the top of the 8th inning with Mark Buehrle twirling a 3-hit shutout in an 8-run lead. Tries to backdoor him with a curveball and didn't quite come back to catch the plate. Maben is 0 for 2. Outfield for the most part straight up. And that's fouled back.
Very close to Rosie's group.
He gone. Back door. You grab some bench for out number 1.
Only the 3rd strikeout for Mark Buehrle. But he hasn't had to strike him out tonight.
Chris Coghlan 0 for 3. He's grounded to second, hit into a 5-4 fielder's choice, and then hit a high looping fly ball. Alex didn't pick it up at first, then came charging in, made a sliding catch. Nice play. Good recovery. 1-1. Yeah, but it was great having guys who played in that time zone, especially when you're a young player, 17 years old. Like I was, going into professional baseball and listening to stories about Babe Ruth. Ground ball right side.
I think that's one of the things that some of the modern day players probably don't have the advantage of, and that is a real good sense of the history of the game.
I'll tell you a guy that there were a lot of stories told about that were fascinating. Ty Cobb. All the things that you read about Ty Cobb and heard about him, they're probably true, because he was the most hated player.
I was going to say, I heard he wasn't particularly well liked.
Well, he used to sharpen his spikes, and then what he would do is if he didn't like somebody, one of the infielders in the other club, if they had the third base, if Ty had the third base dugout, he'd be sharpening before the game, looking over in the first base dugout and pointing to the guy. But he was they said he was not afraid of anything. He was a very, very tough guy.
Well, they'd have to be, because there had to be some pitchers who took exception to that.
They did. Tien cuts in front, on the move, and throws him out. So a very quick 1-2-3 inning. That is 6 in a row retired by Buehrle. The focus is on Chris Coghlan. Now, last season's National League Rookie of the Year, the Marlins left fielder, hit .321 with 9 homers and had 47 RBIs. Chris Coghlan, tonight's Toyota, moving forward.
Tim Wood comes into the game. He's 0-1, ERA 7.27, on for the 9th time. 8 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs. Nice job by Dan Meyer in an inning and 2/3 in relief of Ricky Nolasco.
Carlos Quentin 1 for 3 with a run scored. And there's a base hit. Hit number 12.
U.S. Cellular text poll question: should the National League adopt the designated hitter rule? Yes, 55%. No, 45%.
Here's Mark Tien. He's hit the ball hard all 3 times tonight. He is 1 for 2 with a run scored and a sacrifice fly. Tomorrow afternoon, 1:05 start. Gavin Floyd against Chris Volstad, 6'8" right-hander for the Marlins.
Supposed to be a gorgeous day, both tomorrow and Sunday. So there are plenty of seats available.
And I check it up and the count 1-2. Bottom of the 7th, down in Arlington, 2-1 Texas over the Cubs.
Minnesota missed the extra point, lead 13-0 over Milwaukee.
And that's low 2-2. And on Sunday, Freddie Garcia against Josh Johnson. Another big right-hander. He's 6'7". Can't make it to the ballpark. Those two games will be over Comcast Sportsnet. And a full count.
Nice stop by Paulino.
$20,652. And that is a high pop up left side. Ramirez making the call. Has the ball. 1 out. And as Gordon Beckham comes out on deck to hit behind Alexei Ramirez. A reminder, you can enter the Gordon Beckham sweepstakes presented by Remington. All the good folks at Remington for the chance to win 4 Diamond Suite tickets to the July 5th game against the Angels. Also an opportunity to throw out the ceremonial first pitch and a pregame photo with Gordon. Visit WhiteSox.com before June 20th for more details and to enter for your chance to win. There's one. And rack them up. So Alexei now 2 for 4 with a 2-run double and a 3-run homer. Will go to the 9th, leading 8-0. You can save big money at Menards. Look at Menards today. You get some deer whistles.
Deer whistles?
Yeah, they didn't have them, but I looked for them. First place I went to, thought about was Menards. You don't know what a deer whistle is?
Is that what Eris uses to get you to do something?
No, it's not a deerie. It's a little whistle about this big you put in front of the car.
And?
Keeps the deer away from you at night.
Not my neighborhood.
Everything you have that blank connotation, don't you?
Sergio Santos comes in the game. Mark Buehrle was brilliant through 8, gave up 3 hits, no runs, walked 3, fanned 3. And Sergio has had just a great year.
Hanley Ramirez, a little power against power right there. First pitch, chopper 2 hopper, 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the top of the 9th inning, 8-0 Sox. So here's Cantu. He's 0 for 2. Yeah, Sergio's been something. What a great story. He's been really as good a story as we've had on our ball club.
I think it's real surprising, not that he can throw the ball hard, because he was a shortstop with a great arm, but the fact that he has as good a slider as he has, as good a changeup as he has, and he can throw it in the zone has been just unbelievable.
Well, when Frank was doing the games while you were at home down in Texas, or Kansas City rather, we were talking about it. And Frank was with Toronto, said Sergio would come try to pick his brain every day about hitting, you know. And I said, well, did he have as much power as everybody said? He said, Hawk, he could hit as far as anybody.
Yeah, he was very strong, #1 draft choice, the Arizona Diamondbacks. And he was a power hitting shortstop, and a big one.
Yeah, in my 51 years in this game, I have never seen a guy make the conversion to pitcher in one season come up with the 4 pitches like he has.
Well, I talked to him about it, and he said, you know, it was tough to come to the realization that I just could not make it in the major leagues as an infielder. I just couldn't hit consistently enough. Always thought I could do it, but one day you look in the mirror and you say, you know what, it's not going to happen. And so I said, I always had a strong arm. I figured I'd give it a shot, and look what it's turned into.
He gone.
That slider's unhittable, especially if you've never seen it, because not only does he throw hard, but it just disappears. Take a look at Cantu.
Well, that's late breaking there.
Well, it's late breaking. It's foggy, and he missed it by 1.5 feet.
Well, you sound like it's uncommon. There are a lot of guys, including myself, a lot of people will miss that one by 1.5 feet.
I mean, if you get on top of a hitter where you're forcing him to defend and you make that pitch, you're going to get them all out.
Good swing by Uggla. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball. The Big Frank was talking about how he had a ton of talent offensively, but it just didn't come around. But you mentioned something there that I love about the game of baseball, and a game of life as well. Paul Richards used to say that. Paul, former general manager of the White Sox and other clubs as well. One day you wake up and you look in the mirror, and that mirror is going to tell you what to do.
If you'll listen to that inner voice, and Sergio had to do it. It took him a while to come to that realization, but he did listen to it and followed what's going to turn out to be his destiny.
So now the fans to their feet. He gone, and this ball game is over.
Stood at home plate. Looked back at Mike Everett, couldn't believe the call. But in an 8-0 game, with that kind of a slider, you just have to go take a seat. So 1 inning and 2 strikeouts for Santos. Wrapping up a brilliant performance by Mark Buehrle. Good enough.
A nice story, Sergio Santos.
Well, tonight, just everything worked. The defense was there. The offense was there. Mark Buehrle was brilliant. And when you score 8 behind a performance like Buehrle had tonight, you're going to come away a very happy team. And that's exactly what the Sox are.
Well, again, let's get back to it to be definitive. Mark Buehrle's numbers in his last 6 starts are awful. And that's why baseball is a game where numbers can be very misleading. Defense has cost Mark in his last 6 starts prior to this one 3 games. Well, right now, let's go down on the field to one of tonight's heroes. All he was 3 for 4. Picked up his 4th home run leading off the 4th inning. That made it a 3-0 game. Mark, nice going, big guy.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I'm not sure I'm the one that should be out here right now. Mark Buehrle's inside, and he's probably undressed by now getting ice. So
well, if he wasn't in there, he would have been out here.
All right, I hear you.
Well, you had the big night, and also it was nice to see Alexei have an awful big night.
It was. You know, our offense put two games back-to-back with some success, and hopefully we can continue to build on that up and down the lineup, and guys contributed.
Well, Mark, you and I have talked about it in the clubhouse after some of the games. Let's put it in perspective here to the degree that yourself included, Alex Rios, even though he came in hitting at 297, he swung the bat a lot better than that. He's had a lot of hang woofums, line drives all over the ballpark right at people. And in the last couple of weeks, you've had the same thing.
Yeah, you know, you can't hang your head. I mean, you got to keep grinding. Fortunately, you know, I snuck one in my first at bat. It did make the outfield grass, so I can't get can't get too much grief for that. But I felt good to have a ball fall in like that, and you know, I continued to just try and take good at bats, and hopefully, like we said, you know, we'll find some outfield grass more often than not.
Well, Mark, you also got 2 starts in a row, and when you get a chance to do that, I assume your timing is a whole lot better.
Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously it helps, but we know our roles on this team. We know that collectively it's going to take 25 guys to turn this thing around. So, you know, when you get your opportunity, you got to make the most of it. And if that comes, you know, once a week, or if you get back-to-back starts, or, you know, if you get to continue to play and stay in the lineup, you know, you've got to make the most of it.
Well, Mark, I don't know. I told the fans over and our viewers tonight that in 1983 we had a club that won 99 games, won the divisional title, and except for a home run by Tito Randall, missed the World Championship. They won 99 games, won a division by 20, and at this point, after 40 games, they had exactly the same record that you guys have tonight at 16-24. This club can come back and get in the hunt.
That sounds good, Hawk. Hopefully we can make it happen.
Nice going, Mark.
Thank you.
Mark Kotsay.